How are you all doing today? And I am your shoemaking made easy tutor, Odurole Mojibola. Yes. Let's wait and see. So basically, the reason why I opt into this live session is just to let you know that I am actually your shoemaking made easy tutor. Practically, what I do is I make shoemaking easy. I make it simple. I simplify it. That's what Odurole Mojibola does. But as an organization, what we do is we ignite your passion for shoemaking. There is no way you're going to go through any of our sessions, whether it's our free videos or our paid classes, and you are not going to be ignited. Now, I need you to understand that my videos are not just for you. If you want to I just want to be a shoemaker. Oh yes, that's the reason. No. Now, there are some people that they just want to they are thinking of what business to actually invest in. And they just got to know about, okay, Jibbyfemforte, let's see what she does. And you decide to go for a class. Or you can even start with our free videos. If you go right to my Instagram page now, you will find that on my profile I have a particular link tree there. You have free videos as part of the options. Just click it and check out my YouTube channel. I have a lot in that particular Jibbyfemforte YouTube channel. I have a lot of videos right in there. And the essence is just for you to enjoy. That's the essence of all those videos. And to prepare your mind for what to expect by the time you now have a full mentorship, a full monitoring online classes or offline classes. Like so many people have asked me, do you do online classes alone? No, I have offline classes. I am practically based in Abuja. So if you are anywhere around Abuja and you are willing to opt in at any point in time, probably for a summer holiday, probably you just have a weekend to do a brush up, and you're like, okay, let me see if I can talk to Jibbyfemforte. We can have like 3-hour session. Yes, I'm available. Because the truth is that by the time you understand the basics, whether online or offline, anytime we meet ourselves, definitely is an opportunity, especially for all my online students. Anytime you have an opportunity to be around Abuja, please just let me know, and let's see how we can do some hookup. If you have any questions you'd like to ask me, let me know, and we can just arrange a session for that. Now, basically, I want you to know that you can go, whether you are going for my online class or offline classes, I take my time to attend to my students. I take my time, and I don't encourage laziness. Now, there's no reason why you should see yourself as, as in not being able to do whatever I teach you. Because I used to tell myself, even when I started, it wasn't like I know how to do all those things. Nobody is born with all of the knowledge. You acquire them. So the same way I acquire the knowledge, you too can acquire. So I always say it. I didn't know how to draw anything, but I keep telling myself I am full of understanding. I know what to do as far as this shoemaking business is concerned. I have proposed I want to do it. So definitely there is no stopping, no turning back. I'm not turning back at any point in time, and see what the Lord has done with it. So I just want you to know that if you are considering a business, yes, I love people to pray about whatever business they want to go into. It's always very important. Pray about it. And if you are seeing shoemaking, then you are seeing the right person right in front of you. I receive a lot of messages from so many of my subscribers, so many of my followers asking me questions. I registered somewhere, I'm not getting what I want, but when I got to see your YouTube channel, it has been a blessing to me. I want you to know that the intention of that YouTube channel is to be a blessing, so it will keep being a blessing. So it's not like, she's hiding some things for the paid classes. Of course, you should know that there will be much more valuable content in my paid classes, much more valuable. If I can give those valuable on my free channel, how much more on my paid classes? You should know that it's not going to be like that. So I have beginners class, because somebody is wondering, okay, tell us what are the classes. I have beginners classes, which is majorly on flats, on sandals and palms, for children, for men, and for women. Yes, I will outrightly put you through. If you want a private class, yes, I have private classes. If you want a paid class, I actually have paid classes. Now, one of those things that makes my Jibbyfemforte totally different from any other shoemaking organization is the fact that we don't just teach you the skill. we impart you with the skill and the business. I open your eyes to what it takes to stand out in your shoemaking business. So it's not like, oh, you just want to learn how to make footwear and all you want to do is just learn and begin to produce footwear without understanding structure in business, without understanding how to carve a niche around your business, without knowing who your audience are, all your customers are. These are big things that you must understand. You cannot just go ahead and wake up one morning and say, oh, I want to do a business. Even I go extra mile when people contact me, because that's another level in my business. I produce for you. Yes, I brand shoes for people. Probably you are thinking of starting a business in shoemaking and you're just wondering, I don't have time to go and learn how to make shoes, but I know I love footwears. I love footwears. Of course, that is also part of what I do. I can brand your footwears for you. All you need to let me know is, okay, your brand name, what do you want, who are your audience? We look at it. Have you done your market survey? Have you done your statistic properly? Are you ready for your marketing? You understand? If you're ready for all of those things, of course, then we now come about, okay, we have a memorandum of agreement, definitely, so that, okay, how do we go about this? What do you want to do? Do you want me to produce? How do you want me to produce and all of that? Okay, the stamp on it is going to be your stamp, which is going to be branded in your name. So that one is another aspect entirely of the whole business. But when you talk about the online, the training part of it, of course, I have beginners, like I said, which is for children, adults, and adults, majorly flat sandals. And in that beginners class, that is where I expatiate on how to carve a niche. How you can actually sell yourself out on your social media, whether it's a personal page or it's whether it's a personal profile or it's actually a Facebook page or an Instagram page. I taught on how you can open your Instagram page, how you can know where your links are. I taught on how to create your graphics so that you're not like, oh, I don't know who to help me to create graphics. I don't know how to create content. I talked about content creation so that you not think, oh, all they just do is collect our money and just teach us how to. No, I teach you the skill. I mean, you have to understand the skill as well as the business. Every basic techniques you need to know. That's what my beginners class is all about. Basic techniques you need to know when it comes to shoemaking, how to create your upper. In short, it's not even how to create your upper. From your materials, I took them for market survey in the shoemaking material stores. I showed them different designs, even online. So when you're buying, you know what to buy. I identify with, okay, how do you know the right leather to purchase? How do you know what kind of tool do I need as a beginner? You don't have to have a bulk of money stacked somewhere to start shoemaking. Start with what you have. That's what I preach and I say all the time to my students. Start with what you have, because I find that so many times we want to start from what we don't have. At the end of the day, you keep procrastination. You keep procrastinating. Pardon that. You keep procrastinating, and you don't end up doing anything. So, as far as I'm concerned, you start with what you have. I teach. You know the materials, you know their names, you know their functions, different kind of leather materials that we have, different kind of sole materials that we have. I explain all of that explicitly in my beginners class, and also the techniques of upper creation, different techniques of upper creation, different techniques of sole creation, you don't understand. And before we now went to, okay, how do I last my footwear? How do I position it? How do I last it? Those are the basic things I actually talk about, and I taught in my beginners class. So moving to the intermediate class, which I just initiated, it's actually going to be starting July 26th, this particular intermediate class. So many people have come to me on my DM, and they're like, oh, I know the basic principles in shoemaking and things like that. I just want to do an upgrade. So this class is actually for upgrade. You want to upgrade yourself, or you are having challenges with how to create upper neatly. You are looking at, oh, I don't even understand how to position my footwears. I don't know how to even last. I am having challenges with the shoe last I bought. When I finish production, they tell me it's not sizing them. Oh, when I finish it and they wear it for like 2 weeks, they return it and say it's opening. Those are the things that we are actually working on in intermediate class. And for the intermediate class, the class is going to be like a live session as much as possible. It's going to be live. We are going to be starting that by 26th of June. So, and that's a Sunday. We are going to do like an introduction on Sunday, and we're going to start fully on Monday. So that is basically what we're going to be looking at. So if you want an upgrade, you're having one challenge or the other in your shoemaking business, then that's actually a right course to actually go for. And if, okay, now I know how to make all my footwear, I know how to last, I understand how to position, I know how to bottom, then you can go for heel class. I have another course on heels that we have I'm going to be teaching you how to go about your shoe, your 3-dimensional pattern, your 2-dimensional pattern. I'm going to be showing you how to create your insole for heels from scratch to the end, how to attach your heel, it's actually an elaborate class. As far as I even taught a bit about moles inside that particular advanced course. Now I also have another course which is basically on moles, on half shoes. We call it half shoes, but on moles I have a course particularly on that, both on flat moles and on heel moles. So if you would like to explore that, actually that is basically what it's all about. We're going to be looking at from how to create the design. We started from pattern drafting, pattern creation. We go from our 3-dimensional pattern to our 2-dimensional pattern. We move into upper creation. We move into lacing. We move into all of the different parts of the mold. It's not like, oh, we left one side for another one. So it's like a full thing. It's like a full thing. So at the end of all of that, I believe so strongly that there's no way you are going to go for any of my courses and not be inspired and not learn something new. Of course, definitely, that's a sure thing. You're going to definitely learn something new. So I also want you to know that probably you're not, I don't just have the time to do all these things, madam, but I love shoemaking. Like I said earlier, I can produce and brand for you. Yes, all we do is produce by Jibbyfemforte, but of course, it's going to be your name. It's going to be branded in your name. Yes, and you're going to sell your products, and it's going to, of course, we have an agreement on terms and conditions. Of course, will be applied to whatever we are going to be producing. We must be able to agree, because that's what will help. And some people, they can make footwear, but they are having challenges with preparing a perfectly neat footwear, a perfectly neat upper. Yes, I do that as well. As in, send me your designs. When you send them to me, all I do is I create the pattern for your design, and I create the upper. Tell me the color of the leather you want. Tell me how you want them to look like. I create the upper. I create all of them, stitch them. Those that involve stitching, I stitch. I put them together and envelope them and send to you. We build them to you. And if it gets to you, all you need to do is, this is, of course, I will have identified each of the sizes. This is for size 40, this is for 39, and all you need to do is just to pick them up and last them. That's the only thing. One thing I know this does is it enhances your production, because one thing that division of labor does, I don't have the capacity to employ somebody now, then you can give us that opportunity. Let's run on a contract. All I do for you is create the designs for you, create the offer for you, and send them to you, and you go ahead and finish them up by lasting them. Even some people require that, if you create the upper for me, will you be able to create even the insole pattern? Will you be able to create the insole pattern so that I know where to last and things like that? Yes, I do all of that. So it's like we are multifaceted, and all our intention is one, as an organization, which is Jibbyfemforte, is to ignite your passion for creativity. Now, when you give excuse, it's always good. You always have reason. Your excuses are always good, but they are not good enough when you cannot overcome whatever excuses you have and move ahead. I remember in the beginning of this year, a woman chatted me up, and then we ended up having a call, and she was telling me about the major challenges she's having in shoemaking. She's considering me creating upper for her. Of course, I don't know what stopped her midway of all of that, because it looked so promising. She was so into it. She was so interested in me creating the upper because she saw my work, and I just saw that she got silence about all of that. And I know one of the things that is likely happen is just that, I'm not ready for that now. I'm not sure I'm ready for that. So many of us knows how to market things. So many, you don't want to produce, but you know how to market. You have so many people around you that you can talk to. You have so many people around you that can help you market. Explore all of these things. I know some of us are salary earners. You are so busy, you don't have time to be able to say you want to produce footwear and you want to be selling. Let me make for you. All you need to do is to sell it. And in short, I will teach you techniques in which you're going to actually use to sell, because that's another thing entirely. Selling is another thing. In short, selling is another thing. Your sales is another thing, which is one of those things I also teach in my classes. It's not enough to have the skill. You must be able to market yourself. You must be able to make sales. It's another thing. And when I was learning, they were not exposing me to all of this. But I just told myself, anybody that comes my way must learn how to market themselves and sell. It's important. Because now I find out that you are just scared of telling somebody you make shoes because you think it's not perfect. Please, even when those footwears are not perfect, please wear them. I'm talking to my students now. I'm talking to my subscribers and followers now. Please wear those footwears. People see you grow from level to level. That's what makes them patronize you. They saw the first one you created, it was not perfect. When they saw the next one, they saw that this is better than the previous one. So they can trust you with their funds and say, okay, produce one for me. Some people want to encourage you and want you to produce. But when you believe that, oh, somebody look at it and say, why, he's so ugly, he's so awful. People are entitled to their own opinion about whatever skill you choose or whatever your production looks like. Be open to criticism, whether bad or good. But the major thing is that don't sit down on the bad ones and decide not to encourage yourself and move on. I received a lot of discouragement the same way I received a lot of encouragement. But one thing I have told myself is that self-motivation is the key if you are going to succeed in your business. Yes, you have to self-motivate yourself, because the person you want to go and talk to has his or her own challenges as well. So it's not like, oh, yeah, I just want to go, I just want to move. No. So what am I saying this afternoon? I just want you to know that whatever you will want me to do for you as far as shoemaking is concerned, just send me a DM. And I'll be right there to answer your question as long as it is within my capacity. I know there's nothing God cannot help us to do. There's nothing God cannot help us to achieve. Don't forget, my intermediate class is starting 26. And we are going to be cracking those little nuts. Those little nuts. Those things that make you so discouraged. Oh, I don't know what is happening. This is not fitting. I see people tell me it's not just fitting. When I make it is smaller and I bought shoe last. Yes, I want you to know that buying shoe last, buying different sizes of shoe last doesn't make your footwear fit. Oh, it doesn't. Don't let anybody scam you with that one and say because you have one. In short, when I started, I just had one heel last and I have one flat, just one. Although, of course, I used, before I even bought those ones, from the profit I made from those people I produced for, I used to go to other people's workshop to use their own. I will use it. In short, in the process of not having enough shoe last, made me learn how to use my feet to learn to last different sizes, which are what I'm going to be showing us in this intermediate class. So you don't have any, please. I know some people is already saying, I don't have that kind of money, I don't have this. I know if it was Owambe, we will say just give me on credit. It's just unfortunate that you cannot go for a course on credit. But if you got to borrow, please do. Yes, I challenge you. If you want to, it's reasonable when I want to borrow money and I tell them I want to do business or I want to go for a training. But it's not reasonable when you can borrow money to eat, you can borrow money to buy clothes, you can borrow money to do any other thing, but to empower yourself is now a challenge. No, it's not worth it. And another thing with my intermediate class is that you're going to be enjoying access to one of my ebooks. I have, of course, a pattern template which has over 50 different patterns with a free follow-up class. And if you are actually going for the intermediate class, you have the opportunity of choosing between my pattern template and my book, The Business of Shoemaking. Now, this is one thing I am going to create a live session on. I'm going to do a live session preview on this. So I need you to watch out. I need you to watch out. Once again, this is Jibbyfemforte. All we do is ignite your passion for shoemaking. And as far as Mojibola is concerned, I simplify shoemaking. I make it as easy as possible. Now, if you don't know, you can actually also advertise for us and get paid. You can refer people to us and get paid. That's another amazing thing about Jibbyfemforte. Yes. So in case you're not interested in shoemaking, I don't want to make shoe, I don't want to sell shoe, but I think you know what you're doing and I want to market for you. Yes, we have a platform for that. So please let me know if you would like to actually probably market refer us. You can make referrals for our courses. Okay, I will give you the outlines of the referrals, the courses we have available, and then the discounts and every of the modality attached to that. So each time you refer somebody to us, you get, of course, those people are actually going to experience, a little discount. You are going to actually be paid for that, for that particular course. As far as I'm concerned, I believe in accountability. Those who know me knows I don't have to steal from you to be blessed, because I know that I am blessed of the Lord. It is my inheritance to be blessed. So forget, I'm not going to be stealing from you. So as long as the person is coming from you, you get your bonus, whether you are in Nigeria or you are in any part of the country. Yes, I mean every bit of this, and I know God will definitely help me to make sure that I fulfill my part. As long as anyone you refer to us make payments, you get discounts. Yes. So in short, Jibbyfemforte is actually a big organization that one way or the other, you can actually benefit. Yes, you can actually benefit. Thank you for joining this section. I really want to say thank you, and I want to thank you for actually patiently watching this through. I believe you're going to make a decision that is very crucial as far as all of this is concerned. And if all of this does not resonate with you, whatever you feel you want to do, please go ahead and do it. Stop the procrastination. Somebody's waiting for you to take that step. Thank you once again, and I still remain your shoemaking made easy tutor, Odurole Mojibola. See you next time. Bye.